Welcome back to the line change. In this video, we're going to be asking the question, should the Canucks start Thatcher Demko Saturday against the Rangers in a must-win game? We're going to take a look at the standings as well as the rest of the Canucks' schedule. Obviously, Demko was taken off the injured reserve as he ended up being the backup against the Blues tonight, technically, as of the recording of this video. And now it begs the question, is he healthy enough to start on Saturday? Do they rest Lankinen for this game against the Rangers? Keep in mind also it's an early start, so it's a 10 a.m. start. And do they take the gamble and go with Demko if he's healthy enough to play? We saw some quotes from Rick Tocchet basically saying, if he's healthy, we got to put him in. And I'm paraphrasing there as I don't exactly have the quote up in front of me, but I do remember seeing that quote over on Twitter. And let's take a look at the standings. Right now, the New York Rangers are, 2 points out of a wild card spot. They're fourth in the wild card. So they are actually tied with the New York Islanders in points. The Rangers in their last 10 are 3-5-2. The Rangers have lost 3 straight. So they haven't been all that great as of late. While the Islanders have won 3 straight, they are 6-3-1 in their last 10. So perhaps now is a good time for the Canucks to be playing the Rangers, as the Rangers are not playing all that well, although they were playing very well coming out of the Four Nations break. But as of the last few games, or the last 10 games rather, they haven't been all that great. So could the Canucks capitalize on that and manage to get a win against the Rangers on Saturday morning? Going back to our Demko question though, the Canucks do play the New Jersey Devils on Monday. It's a 4:30 start. Would you rather have Demko play against Rangers, or would you rather save him and have him play against the Devils? Let's take another look at the standings. The Devils are currently third in the Metro Division with 80 points. The Hurricanes have an 8-point lead on them, and the Devils have been mired in injury struggles since the Four Nations break. Obviously, everyone knows that Jack Hughes is done for the season. Also, Dougie Hamilton is done for the season. And the Devils have been 5-5 in their last 10. So they haven't really been playing all that great, despite them being third in the division and having a roughly 3 to 4 point lead over the first wildcard team, being the Ottawa Senators. They do have a couple games in hand on the Senators, so they aren't in too much of a bad position, division-wise, but they have been struggling as of late. So I pose the question, would you have Demko start against the Rangers, try and pick up a much-needed win, or do you save him for Monday against the Devils? Because on Wednesday, the Canucks play the Islanders to finish their New York/New Jersey part of their road trip. They do play the Blue Jackets on Friday, which should be, I don't want to say easy game, because no games down the stretch are easy. But out of the 3 teams, obviously Columbus is lower in the standings. Columbus is 5th in the wild card with 71 points. Although Columbus has been quite the story this year, obviously. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10. So they haven't really been playing all that great, but they've still been quite the remarkable story. Obviously, everyone knows from what happened with the Goudreau brothers before the season started. So they play the Blue Jackets on Friday, and then they finish their road trip against the Jets. So I imagine the Jets would want some payback after the Canucks outplayed them the other night, and that is also a 12 o'clock start on a Sunday, March 30th. And then the Canucks are back home against the Kraken, the Ducks, and then the Golden Knights before they have a quick 2-game road trip against the Stars and the Avalanche. And then they come back home for their final 3 games against the Wild, Sharks, and Golden Knights. So it could come down to the wire when it comes to whether or not the Canucks make it into the playoffs. So that could be taken into consideration on when should the Canucks start Thatcher Demko. Personally, if he's healthy enough, I know we've spoken a lot on this channel about whether or not the Canucks should consider shutting Demko down to prevent either him re-aggravating an injury, such as his groin, and, him being out longer, and then that, dipping into his off season. And then that way he's dealing with an injury during the off season, which is something he dealt with this past season. And it cost him 2 months of the season on top of him having missed already 7 to 8 months because of that knee injury. Do you want to risk him getting hurt and then not being able to train properly in the off season? Basically, you want Demko to be 100% healthy going into the off season, and perhaps he can have a bounce back year. Plus, with it being Demko's upcoming final year of his contract, he's going to want to, show that he can still perform and he can still be a Vezina caliber goaltender. So there's that as well. But personally, if he's healthy enough, I think the Canucks should start him on Saturday against the Rangers. Give Lankinen a bit of a break. The Canucks have, been relying heavily on Lankinen, and he's played fantastic. But we all remember what happened earlier on in the season when they overplayed Lankinen. He ended up struggling a bit. So to prevent that from happening again, and if Demko is good to go for Saturday, you put him in, especially against a struggling New York Rangers team that has not been playing all that great the last few weeks. So that's my opinion on it. I want to know from you guys. Do you guys think the Canucks should go with Demko on Saturday, or should they wait until Monday to have him play against the Devils? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think the Canucks should do. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to The Line Change, go ahead and subscribe. That way you stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content on this channel, and you can join those that have already subscribed. I am in the process of thinking of doing some things when it comes to the Patreon and having some exclusives for the channel, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to interact with us on social media, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as well. All the links to our social media accounts are in the description down below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.